How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Ed Show. My name is Nate. I am the owner of Colorado Custom Leather and Blades and your host of the Ed Show. And we're going to be talking about a topic that I've been alluding to and talking about. We need to talk about this for a while now, and that is the stainless steel category and why I don't like the stainless steel. But if you are somebody that appreciates high quality steel blades, uses them on the daily, lives by them, and or like me makes them, this is the show for you. So welcome, and we're going to jump right into it. So you're probably not going to like my answer, and that's fine. In the 7 years doing this, I am by no means a super high level expert. I have a lot more to learn, and that's fine. I love learning in my profession. I love learning my passion. The reason why I don't like stainless steel blades is because I just do not prefer them over high carbon steel blades. And there's some science engineering portions I'm going to get into briefly here, but we're going to keep this video very brief. To me, the higher quality steel is found in high carbon. Your tool steels, from the forgiving ones, 51 and 60, 10, 1084, even 1095, which is a little bit tougher is more of a challenge to get right. Your W2s, and there's thousands of types of steels, and they're just uncommon and unspoken. The more common ones are the ones I just mentioned. Like I said, 51 and 60, 1080, 1084, 1095, W2, 52 100 I think is a high carbon, 15 and 60 I think is another common one. So these are what's common to us to just search on the internet, but like, okay, 51 and 20 or 52 100, I'm going to get that steel. Versus like S1, S2, and stuff that you have to really practice on your heat treat, because not all of them can use fast quench oil. Some of them are recommended for a brine or a hot, water heat treat. So there's different species out there, but the more common ones, as I said, are what I listed. And for stainless steel, it's 440C, 440B, AEBL, and drawing a blank, but there's an assortment of them. Those are the ones that I worked with, though. Now, what I'm going to tell you is I did get edges sharp on my stainless steel blades, but they dulled fast. And this is a heat treat done by a professional heat treating place here in Colorado in Berthoud. And they don't just do knives, they do tools, they do a lot of stuff. So they did a good job. They always do. I mean, I'm heat treating my own blades now, but if I needed to do a stainless steel project, they're who I have to call. So it took forever to get an edge on the blade, but once I did, it was sharp. But it dulled very quickly. And I trust those guys with their heat treat. They showed me, what the hardness level was and stuff. The thing with inside of the metallurgy, the science behind the steel causes that. Whereas your even forgiving steels, 15 and 60, 1080, 1084, which has a very big grace period and a very big grace to where you can actually have a nice hardened blade when it comes to quenching it, when it comes to tempering it, all that stuff is very forgiving, and it's great for beginners. My 1080 knife that I forged out about a year ago, and about 2 months ago, I tested it against a store-bought brand that was, guess what, stainless steel. This is the results. That's stainless steel, well, fake stainless steel. That was locking into the vise after a bunch of other testing too. Locking this into the vise and swinging at it, and then locking this one into the vise and swinging at it. So these two went to battle. Which one do you think won? This is fixable. There's barely anything wrong with it, whereas this one, I'm going to have to grind that past those indentations that I cut in, basically, okay? Now, fake stainless steel, because this is pan metal. Majority of your stainless steel blades, whatever, are from Japan or China. They are pan metal. They are not real stainless steel. But the majority of the knives that they make are made out of pan metal. Maybe not high stainless steel, but high carbon. Not good quality steel, guys. If you want quality steel, find a maker. Talk to me. Find somebody. Talk to them. Get yourself into a good quality blade. Okay. Now, again, this is by preference. I just do not prefer the stainless steel over high carbon. I just found that the high carbon edges last longer. They are kind of equally as difficult to put an edge on and sharpen and hone in. That's a key word, is hone in the edge. And also, it's a rumor that they don't rust. They do rust. You have to. So this is a stock removal high carbon blade that I was working on. Some of the oil wiped off as it was sitting over time, and then I put the stainless steel on top of it. There's actually rust spots running through that, and that is common. If you were to find a stainless steel knife in the forest and it's laying against a bed of moss, or you're fishing and it's laying against a very wet rock that's kind of mossy, you're going to see rust spots. Same thing with the patina. High carbon steel, as soon as you cut into that hot meat, as soon as you cut into that vegetable or a fruit that's acidic, you're going to have a transfer of patina. Okay, it's perfectly normal. Over time, it'll just give it a lot of character. It'll naturally darken it. You can also, if you get rust, boil it. We always get afraid of rust. Rust is not a bad thing until you let it get out of control. But if you go and you correct it, you boil it in water and stuff, and you let that thing dry as far as your blade goes, you're in good shape. But if you don't, there's your consequences. So, in closing, as I said, this is stainless steel. That lost the battle. That definitely won. And as I said, you can get rust on your stainless steel plates. Okay, this is stainless steel. This is high carbon. Now, in the closing here, again, I just don't like stainless steel. And also, it forces you to take care of your knife. So if you're a firearm person, you'll understand this. You maintain your firearm. That is your responsibility. You make sure it's oil cleaned and ready to go, whatever that means to you. Hopefully it's in self-defense. Hopefully it's going to the range. Hopefully it's going hunting. You're not going to do some stupid stuff. But that is the mentality behind the blade as well. You want to make sure it's maintained. You want to make sure it has a nice edge on it. For bushcraft knives, I typically put in a rule that I don't go past a razor burn sharp. Okay, when it can give me a razor burn on my arm and it's plucking off some hairs, it's not smooth, you just slicing them off, that's good for me, because the more you use that edge, the more you sharpen the edge, you weaken it. So with stainless steel, when you do such things, it's going to dull faster. So edge quality for me goes to the high carbon steel, not the stainless steel, and that's why I don't like it. And I've done both. Majority high carbon steel. If somebody wants a stainless steel knife, I will make it for them, but I'm going to charge them, obviously, right? But I will tell them I really don't suggest doing stainless steel. Also, your store-bought stainless steel, if you didn't know, as I said, that pan metal, those can chip off. The edge chips off and is in your food. So think about that one. It's not fun. You're just, you just get steel in your food. That's not good, and it's happened to people. Those edges are super brittle, like I just showed you. So in closing, guys, again, it's by my preference. I don't like stainless steel. I like high carbon steel because, one, that's what I work with the most. Two, it's what I find is most reliable, and three, and final, it speaks for itself. Even the most forgivable steels have a nice Rockwell hardness on them. Stainless steel can do the same, but it's harder effort to get a nice honed blade edge, whereas high carbon, not so much. And again, I just prefer it. It makes you look at your steel all the time. It makes you look at the edge. It makes you look at the knife. So again, I just don't like the stainless steel, guys. Just the chemicals inside of it. I'm not afraid of rust. I know how to take care of rust. You just boil the knife, like I said. Whereas stainless steel, that is its selling point. It doesn't rust, but in reality it does, and it also probably puts nice flakes of steel in your food when you're cutting vegetables with it. So anyways, guys, I hope that helps. God bless. Keep your edge sharp. See you next week.